The best diet to lose body fat, I'm going to break it down for you in this video. Now, we've helped Paul lose 38 kilos in 28 weeks. Tom lost 77 kilos in 77 weeks. Ruwan lost 12 kilos in 12 weeks. Alex lost 20 kilos in 18 weeks. And hundreds of other people that we've helped. So I feel really confident that I can talk you through the points of not just losing this body fat, but actually keeping it off long term. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that all fat loss diets, regardless of what you call it, have one simple goal, which is to get you in a calorie deficit where you're eating fewer calories than you burn every day. But the key to effective fat loss isn't just cutting calories. It's about choosing the right foods that satisfy you without overeating. Typically, foods that are higher in volume are going to satisfy you more. So the first step of this diet is to eat more protein. And there's 3 reasons for this. First, when you're in a calorie deficit, your body can choose to lose the weight from either fat or muscle tissue. So eating a high protein diet is going to tell your body to keep onto the muscle and to lose the fat. Second, it's going to force you to plan your meals better. And that alone is going to improve your food quality spontaneously. And then third, protein is by far the most satiating macronutrient, meaning it's going to keep you feeling fuller for longer. If you're not sure about this, just try it in 500 calories worth of chicken breast compared to 500 calories worth of chocolate. The chicken breast is going to keep you feeling much more full. An adequate amount of protein to eat per day is 2.2 grams per kilo of your lean body weight. So for example, if you weigh around 80 kilos, then your protein target would be 80 times 2.2 equals 176 grams of protein per day. Now, when I first started working out, my trainer taught me to hit my protein target by eating a can of tuna every 3 hours during the day. I was 16 years old and I was shredded, so it did work, but please don't make my mistake. Eating one protein source with every single meal was boring and bland, and most people just wouldn't want to stick to this long term. And there are so many amazing foods that you can eat to hit your protein target, like fish, eggs, chicken breast, protein yogurts, and heaps of others. And maybe right now you're wondering if it's even worth trying to build muscle or maintain muscle while you're dropping body fat. So just to show you that this actually works, Adam lost 19 kilos in 19 weeks. Ben lost 8 kilos in 10 weeks. Daniel lost 19 kilos in 16 weeks. Paru lost 20 kilos in 24 weeks, and just look at their physiques. If you want a no obligation way to see if we can actually help you with something like this, then book in a free strategy call with us. It's completely free. I've put the link in the description for you. But how about carbs and fats? Well, some people preach high carb, low fat diets. Others preach high fat, low carb diets. So which is the best? Well, this really comes down to your preferences and your individual goals. We've already established that your change in body weight is controlled by your calorie intake, which is directly related to carbs, protein, and fats. There's 4 calories in a gram of carbs, there's 4 calories in a gram of protein, and there are 9 calories in a gram of fat. So your total calorie intake is made up from the ratio of your protein, your carb, and your fat intake. To build and maintain muscle mass, you're going to be eating your 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of your lean body weight, and this is going to take up a good chunk of your calorie intake. The rest of your calorie intake is going to come from carbs and fats, and the ratio of these is really up to you. If you're not sure what your calorie target should be, then just use our free online calorie calculator. I've put the link in the description for you for that one as well. On the calculator, you can choose whether you want to lose 0.25 kilos, 0.5 kilos, or 1 kilo per week, and it's going to tell you exactly how many calories you should be eating and how much protein you should be eating. Then you can just make up the rest of the calories with your carbs and your fats. I remember when I first learned about the amount of calories in carbs, protein, and fats, and the obvious answer to me was to completely cut out fats, as they've got 9 calories per gram compared to carbs, which have only 4 calories per gram. So eating a higher carb diet would allow me to get more total food. But really quickly, I felt lethargic, as our brains actually require essential fatty acids to function correctly. Omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, these are typical fats which are crucial for brain health and cognitive function. Fats are also needed to absorb vitamins correctly, regulate our hormones, and heaps of other crucial bodily functions. So don't make my mistake, the lowest your fat should go is around 20 to 35% of your total calorie intake. Now, when it comes to overeating, you need to be aware of hidden fats that most people don't know about. Foods like oil, nuts, avocado, they're healthy, nutritious, dense foods, but they're also high in fats, which makes them really calorie dense. And remember, your calorie intake is what matters most for fat loss. Some sources of milks are also really high in fat and can rack up your daily calorie intake really fast. To put it in perspective, this is 250 calories worth of different foods. This doesn't mean that you can't eat these foods, just make sure that you're aware of the calories and you're including these foods in your daily calorie intake. Simple choices like swapping milk for skimmed milk, or even going further and swapping it for almond milk, and choosing low calorie sources like reduced fat mayo over original mayonnaise can go a hell of a long way when it comes to losing body fat. But there is one more incredibly important step that most people miss. If you've ever hit a plateau with your fat loss, then this is probably why. The first time I tried dropping body fat, I had my calorie target, I was eating my protein, and I found a ratio of carbs and fats that actually worked really well for me. My body weight was going down, I was getting leaner, and then suddenly the scales just stopped moving and I hit a plateau. Now, this is where most people think my metabolism's broken and they can't do anything about it, but that's just not the case at all. Remember, to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit, meaning you're consuming less calories than your body burns each day. But when your body weight goes down, you become lighter and a fitter person, and therefore your body burns less calories. On top of this, when you're losing weight, you may feel low on energy, which can cause you to move less. Maybe you drag your feet a bit more. Maybe you slouch on the couch rather than sitting up. Maybe you're not dancing in the car like you used to. And as a result of this, you burn less calories during the day. And before you know it, you're no longer in a calorie deficit and you're not losing weight, even though you haven't changed your calorie intake. This is why it's so important to take regular measurements of your body weight and adjust your calorie intake as needed. A good amount of weight to lose is around 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. If it's less than this, then try reducing your calorie intake to see what happens to your body weight. Now, you might be thinking, but I've tried everything before. Why is this diet going to be any different? And I don't blame you. I used to think the exact same way. The difference is that this method is tailored to your lifestyle and it's designed for long-term success. Don't have to cut out any food groups. You can eat all the foods that you love, and as long as you hit your calorie and macro targets, you're going to get amazing results. This is why it's so effective, because everyone's lives are completely different and it gives you the flexibility to live life on your terms. Now, these are just a few of my tips and tricks that are going to allow you to actually finally see fast, consistent fat loss. And if you combine those with a solid training program, it's going to be game over. You're going to be dropping body fat so fast, it's going to blow your mind how easy it really is. And look, I know that was a lot of information, and if you want help putting that stuff into action, then my team and I would love to help do all of this for you. This way, you'll finally be able to get rid of that excess body fat that you've been carrying around for years. So for a limited time, you can claim a free, no obligation, 30-minute strategy session with one of our experts. In this session, we're going to discuss your current situation, what your goals are, and how we can actually help you lose this fat with our proven system. We'll also cover key insights like how to lose 10 to 15 kilos of fat in just 16 weeks, the number one mistake that most people make when trying to lose fat, and 3 common things that sabotage your fat loss and how to avoid them. You're going to walk away with a crystal clear roadmap for losing body fat and getting lean, as well as specific adjustments to your training and nutrition that's going to help you see results fast. We only work with people who are committed, coachable, and ready to see results. All you need to do is click the link in the description and see if you qualify to book a call. Cheers, guys. I'll see you in the next one.